Logging Creek, 6 a.m. I have a big day today. I got 5.5 mile paddle to the foot. Glassy calm out there. I better get out there before the wind picks up because you know it's going to be a west wind, which would be a headwind in an inflatable kayak. And then at the foot, 4.5 mile hike down to the truck. 2+ hour drive to the opposite side of Glacier National Park, Many Glacier, where I put in for an 8-mile hike from the Belly River entrance to Glenn's Lake foot. Get in that lake, another 4+ mile paddle to Glenn's Head, where I'll be for 3 nights. I'll be getting there real late. It's gonna be like 16-hour day, I bet. 6 a.m. I'm leaving. Gets dark at 11. That's my goal. Beat the dark. Look at that. East wind. I got a tailwind. And I am probably like through 3.5 to 4 miles of my 5-mile paddle, and the lake is still just glass, no wind. Man, 8:40. I made that 5-mile paddle in under 2 hours. I left at like 6:45 and made that whole paddle with a glassy lake. No wind other than the occasional breeze, tail thermal, and rolling up to the ranger station at the foot now. That worked out splendidly. Good start to a huge day. Three miles in on the Belly River, back, 3rd time on the Belly River, and just ran into a couple hikers on their way out that they're peak baggers. They've done 100 peaks in the park, and today was that peak and that peak. So I told them mad respect, and they saw my 70-pound pack and all my fishing gear and told them I had a kayak in it, and they thought that was pretty badass. So different strokes for different folks. 100 peaks in the park like that, that's pretty awesome. Weeks later, I saw that the hiker I had talked to this day had gone missing, and unfortunately it was a terribly tragic outcome as he had fallen to his death trying to climb up to Heaven's Peak. I confirmed it was him, seeing he was up in the peaks looking down at the Belly River the morning before I had talked to him as he was hiking out. This was heartbreaking to learn. May he rest in peace. Hiking from the trailhead to Belly River for 3 hours and made it 6.5 miles. I have another, I think, 4 miles to get to Glenn's Foot, which is where I will hopefully prepare dinner, see how much time I have, and then put into the river, the lake, put into Glenn's Lake. And then it's a 2+ mile paddle to Glenn's Head, where I'm camping tonight. I'm sure it's going to be dark at this point. Sunset's at like 9:30, 9:45. Hour of light after that. So yeah, it's light out till almost 11. So yeah, I'll got 3 hours, just under 3 hours to make it 4-mile hike, 2-mile paddle. It'll be dark, but maybe dinner at Glenn's Foot. Otherwise, just eat a couple bars, a couple pepperoni sticks, and into the water we go. Rough, long day, 70-pound pack. It'll be worth it. Tomorrow, base camp set up for 3 nights. Just hop in the kayak and fish all day. Big lake trout, 30-incher, and rainbows. Non-native, I can eat rainbows. That'll be nice. 10:20. It's looking like I will be paddling to the head via headlamp. Good morning, Glens Lake, and it is a pretty one. Kind of photogenic, not short in the beauty department or waterfall department, or everywhere. Supposed to be lake trout and rainbow trout in this lake. Lake trout are native, rainbow trout are not. I can eat the rainbow trout. Lake trout, the natives, you gotta let them go. Irony. After coming from Logging Lake, where lake trout are completely invasive and a huge threat to bull trout populations existing at all. So let's get some rainbows for dinner. Big ones, big laker, 30-incher, let's go. We are gonna start things out with this little kind of diving bluish Rapala curvy looking thing. Anything in your tackle box is gonna work. That one I'm not too worried about losing. I'm saving the heavy hitters for later in this 3-day stint. Or if I go down to Cosley Lake, supposed to be some pretty decent sized lake trouts in there. So I'll save my heavy hitting lures and I can lose them there. Got one on, getting pulled around by a decent lake trout, probably not quite 20 inches. Guess we'll see if I can get him to the surface. But I'll play around a little bit to get settled down. Go. Decent laker on the board. And he's native. Letting him go. Would have killed for a lake trout the last 3 days at Logging Lake. Only bringing 2 dinners in for 3 nights, expecting to catch a lake trout. Now it's like, oh yeah, here. A couple minutes fishing, lake trout. Gotta let it go. Now I want a rainbow trout so I can eat that. Under 20, close to 20. Looking for bigger. I haven't fished for real long here on Glens. Caught the 1 lake trout, had 2 others on that I lost, and then I saw a couple other ones just on the bottom. And they're all about the same size, no rainbows yet. I haven't fished much of the lake, but I just decided I'm gonna go to Cosley today. It's a little past noon. I can get a good amount of time fishing Cosley. Tomorrow was always gonna be whole day Cosley, but the book says Cosley has big fish, so why waste any time? And plus I can fish the entire length of Glens by trolling the shorelines to get to Cosley. I can fish Glens the entire way back, time it out. It should work out pretty good for that to be my day. Just go start to figure out Cosley, and tomorrow I can just dial into the spots I found. Got one on, trolling my way to Cosley. It's bigger. Who knows how big. Get him close to the kayak, then he'll start fighting and running hard, I'm sure. Gotta look at him. I don't think he's dirty, but he's nice. Now he's running. Maybe I don't need to go to Cosley. I had a bunch of strikes in a row till this guy finally got a hold. Oh, he wants to run. And he's in the net. There we go. This guy, quick rough measurement. There he goes, 26 inch Laker. Not too bad, baby. Fun fighter. Let him go. Hiking between Glens and Cosley Lake. I remembered to bring my hikers this time. However, I forgot socks. So I've already got blisters. I'm not going to put hikers on and hike in sockless hikers. So did a little bushwhack in the sandals after I hiked to Cosley from Glens Lake in sandals, and the bushwhack wasn't too bad. Got me to Cosley Lake much faster than if I had hiked all the way down to the campsite. There are indeed lake trout in Lake Cosley. Can confirm. They were supposed to be a lot bigger than that one, though. Park ranger told me there's monsters by the rock wall in Cosley. Been a slow day on Cosley. Caught a couple lake trout. This last one was pretty decent, probably 24, 25 inches. Fought pretty hard, wrapped himself around some trees. Got him though. And caught a couple smaller lake trout. And I caught some rainbow trout. Mostly small. One was decent, but got off as I was trying to land them in the net. And then missed a few other rainbows as well. So 8 o'clock, not bad for a first day on Cosley. Catching more at the head now. The big rock wall didn't produce any lake trout actually. So I guess spend more time tomorrow at the head, I suppose, when I come back. The word monsters was used when the park ranger told me about the lake trout here. I actually caught a bigger one on Glenn's Head, so I'll be headed back there shortly on the way back to camp anyways. Maybe pick up a rainbow on my way for dinner. Back on Glenn's, headed to Glenn's Head, my tent and campsite to make a dinner. Still almost a couple miles to paddle. Possibility of catching a rainbow trout on the way. Add that to my dinner. A little fresh protein. Doing the same paddle in daylight this time. It's kind of nice. The view, what a dump. Just a very cool way to see the park and to see the lake. You can see every part of the lake, you can see every mountain, you get a chance to see wildlife, and you might just even catch dinner and have fresh protein instead of dehydrated and freeze-dried food that you have to boil. Morning 2, leaving camp. I think I'm gonna head back to Cosley and give that lake a little more attention, see if I can find the bigger lakers and get a rainbow for dinner. I was this like night 6 trying to get a fish to eat in the backcountry for dinner. Come on. I was reeling in to switch lures and I saw this lake trout following, so I slowed down and he's on. He's big too. He's probably bigger than the one yesterday. That's enough drag. Well, maybe another 27, 28 would be cool. He's gonna have to get worn out for a little bit. I'm still at camp. Oh, how much more do I gotta tighten the drag? Come on, you big bulldog. Oh, he's in the net. Ho, ho, ho. Bam! Nice laker. Let's get a nice look here. Oh, yeah. It's a big boy. Get a quick tape on him and we'll let him go. There he goes, 26. "26-inch lake trout, Glenn's head." It's a good way to start the day. See there, buddy. Fish on. I don't know if it's... Get off. Oh, I got off. Dang. Alright, and circle back to that same spot. Now I got a big one on again. Who knows if it's the same one? Hopefully same school. Same year class of fish. Coming towards me makes me nervous. No tape. We'll just call them low 20s, maybe 20. Feisty though, feisty guy. Good spot. Hit it one more time. Alright, third pass in that same spot. No luck. Spoke too soon. Trout on. Trout on. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Third time was a charm too. And he's largo. I'll be hitting this spot again. Just keep hitting that same spot until you stop catching fish. Ooh, is it the 30-incher? I have a chauffeur pulling me around again. Let's go. Don't lose this fish. It might be the 30. I don't know if I'll make it to Cosley today, man. I'm just banging Lakers here on Glenn's head. Ooh, I have not seen him yet. I'm going to call it. This is the big lake. big laker of the trip so far. Come on, baby, net's ready. Gotta get the fish grabbers ready. I don't know what to do. This is all so exciting. Don't even have to reel, he's just pulling me in. I tire this sled dog out a little bit. Let's go, 30. Or more, I get bigger than 30. If he doesn't break my line, geez, 10-pound test. Might be a 20-pound laker. Ooh, he's big. Oh, come on, baby. Let me get a look at you. Oh, can't even get him up. This is gonna be a big fish. Worried about there's trees down there. You could go wrap around a tree and then it's pretty game over like. Oh, I see him. Oh. It's a dinosaur. It's a dinosaur. Not fitting in the net. I get the fish grabbers on him. Oh. Oh, he's a big one. He's a fish of a lifetime, man. Just don't lose him. He looks hooked good. Okay, adrenaline's going. Get the grabbers on his mouth. He ain't fitting in the net. Oh, come on, baby. It cost me some money if I can land him. Another replica. Gotta land them and get measured, though. Come on. Fish grabbers is on. Oh, 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 baby. Tape measure says 33. 33. Oh, the girth is 17. Keep them in the water. That's a fish. 33-inch lake trout. Bam-a-lamma ding-dong. Get to shore, get a quick photo, and then let this boy go and get bigger. 33-inch laker! Okay, I want to do some official recorded measurements here on camera. 0, straight tape, all the way up. Ooh, he's bigger. Bigger than I thought. Alright. 0, tape straight up to the front of his mouth, right there. Pinch the tape. It's 35 inches. 35 inches long. Go right by the dorsal fin. 17-inch girth. And we're gonna weigh him. All right, he is out of the water. 12, 13, it's over 14. I'm gonna call that 14 and a half. 14 and 8 ounces. Okay, and this is a native fish. Gotta let him go. All right, the release, 14 pounds, 8 ounces, 35 inches, 17-inch girth. You are free to go, pal. What a giant. 14 pound, 8 ounce, 35-inch, 17-inch girth. Glens Lake, Head Lake Trout. Oh, baby! Good thrill hunting. That's what we do. Tell me that was not thrilling. You know what we gotta do. Gotta go hit that spot a 4th time. Got another fish on. Feels big. There's no way I can top 35 inches, right? Ooh, don't give too much slack, Mitch. Screw the cameras, land the fish, and get pictures later. I don't think it's over 35, but man, Lake Trout just love to fight. He hasn't started running yet. He probably will. Oh, no. Just a little guy. He's only like 20 inches. Get off the lure. Do your thing. Here's your slack. Get off the lure. Rolling like a gator. He just broke my line. I grabbed him because I want that lure back, buddy boy. God. $15 lure, jerk. See you later. I'm just trying to get to Cosley Lake and get my rainbow for dinner. The lake trout won't let me. This was pretty shallow. It's like 10 feet deep. Must be up feeding. I don't think it's above 35 inches, so I kind of hope he just gets off. We'll see. It's not small. Oh, it's pretty big. Jeez. God. What kind of lake is this? I swear my drag's not very loose. Alright, he's pulling me to Cosley. Headed to Cosley. Alright, that's too much. He's going right to Cosley. I'm letting him go. Just take me there, babe. Take me to Cosley, fish. This is like as fast as I'd be paddling. Sled fish team. Oh, he's turning 90. Oh, buddy, now I gotta catch ya. Oh, wrong way, man. Yeah, he does fit in the net. Look at that. Huh. Barely. It's like a 17-inch rim. Okay, let's see what this big boy measures and weighs up. Right there. Get to the front of his mouth. See right there, that's 34.5 inches. The same fish? No. Girth-wise, he's gonna go 16 girth. Weight-wise, he's 12. It's a heavy 12. He's 12 1/4. I suppose we get a photo. Alright, I'll let this big boy go. Decided I would just go all the way to the campsite. So I know there's some rainbow trouts near there. Found some yesterday. Really like to catch a rainbow trout early. Clean it, get it in some salt and butter, and let it marinate while I fish for big lake trout. Just had a hail of a morning on Glenn's Lake. 35-inch lake trout, 34.5-inch lake trout, 15 pounds, almost 14.5 pounds, and 12 pounds. And Cosley Lake is the one that they said the monster lake trout are in. Park ranger told me there's monsters by the rock wall on Cosley. And then the book that I bought said the fish get pretty big in Cosley. No one said anything about Glenn's Head. Tell you what, gonna sit down, have some tea and some lunch. It's noon. I'm getting to Cosley earlier than I did yesterday. Plus I'll be able to hit Cosley one more time tomorrow on my way out. And I'll hit Glenn's Head, or I'll hit Glenn's Lake tonight, paddling back to the campsite, and tomorrow paddling out. So basically, both lakes, hitting them 3 times. So we'll see what we find in Cosley. Maybe the Lakers just weren't really biting yesterday, and maybe there's even bigger ones in Cosley. Dinner is served. Got a rainbow in the net. Yeah! Just gonna clean this guy, get him in the salt immediately. I think I'll just keep him in the net so I don't screw up and lose him, but I would say he's probably pushing 14, 15, I don't know. But yeah, got him on the stringer before I got him out of the net. Pseudo stringer. Did not bring the full steel stringer because I knew it was just one fish for dinner or bust. But yeah, I'll call him 14, 15. Tape measure and tools are in the bag, so I'll let you know later if you care what he officially is, but he's an eater. That's what he is. Whether you think that size is an eater or not, I'm eating him. That makes him an eater. Now I can fish for fun, see how big of a rainbow I can catch and how big of a laker is in Cosley. Another rainbow in the net. Let's see how hungry I am. Well, big rock wall, just like the ranger said, got one on. Feels too big for a rainbow. Decent laker. Hard to follow up the ones I caught at Glenn's Head this morning. Decent guy. Probably like 20-ish. I was told monsters. That was not a monster. Glenn's Head had monsters. Rockwall has a 20. Well, I'm done with Cosley day 2. Headed back to Glenn's. And caught a couple rainbow trout, kept one for dinner. Finally, can eat a fish in the backcountry. It's the last night at Glen Lake. So I'm gonna fish until dark at the head near camp. So I can fish till I can't see, and then fish some more. Then I guess I'll sleep. And then tomorrow morning I'm leaving, so I'll fish Glenn's some more. Because this morning is when I caught the big boys. Let's see if I can top them. Got one on, didn't take long. It's not the biggest, but it's another Laker. Kind of want him to get off so I can go try to catch bigger ones. He's a fighter, just don't want to lose my lure. Already popped the line on one. Lost that lure and leader. He's twirling me around. Laker powered spin cycle. God, it just never gets old catching these things. Gotta net them so I don't lose lures. This is my last good lure, and you can't find one anywhere in the park area. There we go. He's in the net. Gotta go over 20, I would think. Give you a little look. See? Alright, deal with him. He's not a 35-incher, so I'm content just doing guesstimates. I'm gonna guess he's at 20 even. See you, Laker. It's like one more for good measure. He's just giving me a spin cycle while he peels drag. I need a headlamp to measure. Should probably just land him first. All this giant Laker catching talk. Just haven't caught it till it's in the boat. I mean, he's big. Ooh, baby, he's big. Right in front of camp. I was just about to reel in because it's getting too dark. I'm gonna be at the foot by the time this guy is done. Goodness gracious. He is not small. Come on. Come on. Patience is key here. Turn my headlamp on to see this guy soon. Oh, I see him. He is largo. He is largo. And he's in the net. Guess we'll get him to shore. $29. Not disappointed, but catch a 35 and a 34 and a half. 29 is just not as exciting. But heck of a fish. He might have had the best fight. See you, buddy. Alright, now I'll go to bed. Good Wednesday, July 10th morning, leaving Glenn's Head campsite for the last time. Gonna fish, catch some big old Lakers on the way out to Glenn's Foot. Then maybe into Cosley if I feel like there's a chance for big Lakers. I haven't caught any really big ones there yet. I'm 2 days trying. Or just bomb out to the truck and maybe go do some, I don't know, laundry, shower type stuff. But I'll just find somewhere to fish. Maybe fish Lake McDonald. Got one on. I would venture to guess maybe 21, 22. Jeez. Not a bad lake trout. Fun to catch fish on the board for this Wednesday morn. We can get bigger ones, oh, we know that. I am now using a fork to remove the hooks from their mouths because yesterday I had a bundle of tools that I dropped at the Glen's Foot water source area, and I realized that at Cosley, figured I would get them when I came back. Had my fish grabbers, fish pliers, hook remover pliers, and then a jackknife. When I got back, all that was there was the fish grabbers, and then 1 out of 4 carabiners, and these bungees, which had a keyring on one side and a carabiner on the other side, which were all gone, and these bungees aren't broken, so they were taken off by a person, I would imagine, unless bears have very nimble fingers, I don't know. So anyways, whoever took my tools, like, I get it, you probably thought someone left it and wasn't going to come back for it, or maybe just straight up stole them. But I hope you enjoy my fish pliers. They're handy for taking hooks out of fish's mouths. I don't know what you're gonna do with them. And I got a backup tool right there, and more fish pliers in the truck when I get out today. So a little bit of a burden, not a big value loss. Just kind of sucks that someone took my stuff, I guess. Whatever, could have been worse. In my personal opinion, trolling is the way to go, especially for lake trout. I like trolling for a lot of fish, but for lake trout, I've sat in one spot and casted, not hit anything, start trolling that lure, barely get up to speed and I got a fish on, figure 8 back, hit that same spot, fish on. Trolling is just the way to go. If you have a float tube or a pack raft, I just don't think you can quite sustain a good speed to troll, so this Intex Challenger inflatable kayak to me has worked really well. 25 pounds, it fits in my pack, it's not too terrible to carry, pretty durable. I mean, the canvas is like a inner tube or a whitewater raft type of a canvas, so I'm okay with a few extra pounds if it's going to be durable. If I'm smacking into rocks, I got a fish with a hook in its mouth flopping up against the side of the kayak, running into a sharp stick when there's some current and I can't avoid it. So you can actually buy this kayak with the link in the description, and if you use that link, it helps out my channel. It's an associates account, so I get a little kickback from Amazon. So if you want to do something similar, use an inflatable kayak like this in the backcountry that's packable, and also help out my channel for showing you my fishing spots and how to catch gigantic lake trout, then please order this kayak directly from that link. Appreciate it. Actually, just a few minutes after I stopped recording, I just had a strike and a miss. Slow down. Sometimes he'll try again. Sometimes there will be more. I'm going to turn around and hit that same spot. That's what you do when you're trolling for lake trout, as was taught to me by Shoot to Grill. Bam! Big one on. And yes, it was that spot. Haha, Largo Laker, let's go play. They always let you bring them in a little ways, and when they see the kayak, they run. Oh, he's a good one. He's got to be 28. Oh, here comes the run. Yeah. It's a fun way to start the day. He's not the 35, though. Now it's just, don't lose a lure. God, it's a good spot. I think I've picked 5 or 6 fish out of this like one spot. Alright, take a little look. I'd say he's high 20s range. Caught a few 27s. I'd give him a 26er. I'm not going to measure because he ain't 35. Oh man, this is fun. Let's get some more. Let's get some bigger ones. You know I'm hitting that same spot 10 more times. get into the narrow, shallow part of the lake, so I put on a Mepps silver spinner. Barely got up to speed. Another lake trout on. If you want the exact spot that I'm catching the big lakers here on Glens Lake, the Glens Head campsite is right around that point right there. And then you'll see this little freshwater stream that's coming in right there. And if you go towards the foot another 50 yards or so, you're going to see this giant timber sticking up in the lake. And when you get past that, towards the foot, another 10 or 20 yards, that's where I'm hooking up every time. There's the big underwater timber. I'm on the opposite side of the lake as the trail. It's deeper over here. This is where it's much more productive for lake trout. When you get past that big timber, I mean, it's go time. Watch your tip. Leaving the Belly River trail, headed to the trailhead to get out. Took a break back at the campsite, Gable Creek. Met a CDT thru hiker. Starting at the Belly River, the Canadian border, headed to Mexico, and had all sorts of questions for him. He's done the PCT too. And one thing was, what was his trail name? Exhale. Apparently it takes big, deep sighs. And how trail names work for thru hikers, it doesn't have to be a thru hiker, it can be any hiker, is you can't give yourself a trail name, and it has to be given by others, but you don't have to accept just anyone. That you can consider several options. After chatting with him for a good while, I asked him, you know, if he had to give me a trail name, what it would be, and he finally settled on Float, because I got an inflatable kayak, but also it's more so for the irony of my pack is 70 pounds. So anyways, it's the first time I've ever had a trail name established. From now on, out here, I introduce myself as Float.